Good morning everyone, we are Group 2 and today we are going to be answering the question, how can we trade internationally? First of all, before we start, what is international trade? International trade is the exchange of goods and services between countries, indeed a simple concept to understand. It helps boost our country's economic growth, profit, and revenue and is vital to our economy today as a whole. It is handled by the World Trade Organization as they help other countries negotiate and settle their disputes. Knowing this, international trade is very significant to our countries, and so engaging in it is also a very big responsibility. One can either be a protectionist country or can engage in free trade. When one is protectionist, they depend on restricting trade. However, on the other hand, free trade countries promote trade. Each has their own advantages and disadvantages and can be easily observed. Free trade allows more variety in the market, however at the same time may lead to national debt. On the other hand, protectionism keeps national security. However, there may be forced labor as working force may be lesser and there's more pressure. The decision is really crucial, and so before one can engage in international trade, they must be sure first and decide which would benefit their country better.
After one is certain that they are going to engage in free trade, they can start specializing their products so they can determine what goods will they primarily focus on and what goods they lack. Specialization is a really essential aspect as well to international trade because it helps countries organize what their specialties are and what are they lacking. With this, it also affects the relationship of the countries one interacts with. For example, Philippines' staple food are the mangoes, while the staple food of China is rice. Through allocation and specialization, these countries may help each other when they need the other's product, thus creating a smooth relationship between the two nations. How do we specialize? We would first have to identify our comparative and absolute advantage as a nation. Absolute advantage is the ability to produce more goods with lesser time. This can be seen in the example as UK makes more cars and computer than US given the same amount of time. And so we could say that the UK has an absolute advantage over US in both products. Comparative advantage, on the other hand, is producing something at a lower opportunity cost compared to another product. Opportunity cost is what someone misses out on when making a decision, and comparative advantage measures this. The formula we use to get comparative advantage is cost over gain.
This picture is a clear representation on how to get comparative advantage. As we can see, the gain is the number of projects that can be created, while the cost is what is sacrificed by a certain person or country. If we were to compare who has an advantage for fish, we choose the one with the lesser opportunity cost, and this means they don't have to sacrifice much for another product to produce the good or service being asked. All in all, knowing our comparative and absolute advantage is essential to specialization and allocation because we get to know our advantages and our disadvantages as a country, and we can use this knowledge when we trade with others. After deciding to join free trade, finding out our advantages and specializing, we can then start international trade. We could import and export with other countries and form relations with them. These are the steps on how to trade internationally and maximize these opportunities. In conclusion, international trade is a very vital to the economy, not only to the certain country but to the entire world, and so it must not be taken lightly. It is also a great opportunity to improve as a country. However, this may be a threat to the nation as well. With the steps outlined, this may lead a country to develop and grow slowly but surely.